Here are the 2010 highlights from throughout the area of operation. 1st Marine Expeditionary Force Forward assumed command of all Marine operations throughout southern Afghanistan during a transfer of authority ceremony April 12th. The transfer made 1 MEF Forward the largest Marine command in Afghanistan since the war began in 2001. After the transfer of authority, Marines continued clearing operations in the former Taliban stronghold of Marja. Another tool in the counterinsurgency mission, female engagement teams. FET Marines patrolled with infantry units and spoke with Afghan women and children to find out how to improve their quality of life. In July, Regional Command Southwest was formed, making Major General Richard Mills the first U.S. Marine to command a NATO regional command in combat. RC Southwest is responsible for security in the Helmand and Nimruz provinces in southwestern Afghanistan. In August, while the situation in Marja stabilized, Marines saw increased kinetic activity in the Sangin district. They engaged the Taliban in fierce firefights while protecting the local population. In September, Marines assumed control of operations in Sangin from the British forces. The British had been operating there since 2006. The 1,000 British forces redeployed to another area in central Helmand province. In October, the Afghan National Police in Helmand province launched their Crime Stoppers 110 initiative in Lashkargah. The initiative was launched during an ANP-sponsored soccer tournament featuring local high school teams. More than 400 residents of Lashkargah and the surrounding area attended the tournament. The large turnout was due to improved security in the city. Also in Lashkargah, seed distribution continued as local Afghans lined up to collect seed and fertilizer. This was part of the Food Zone distribution program, which saw significant growth in the past year.
It's the biggest part of the Food Zone program. It's increased the number of districts that it is distributing to, as well as the amount of people in each district that it's distributing to.
The 1st Light Armored Reconnaissance Battalion and coalition forces concluded Operation Steel Dawn 2 in Baram Chah. The aim of the operation was to clear a Taliban stronghold in southern Helmand province near the Pakistan border.
Killed upwards of 25 insurgents, destroyed the makings of more than 2,000 IEDs, and from what the Intel Chapter we've been able to gather, has put a real dent in the insurgents' ability to conduct any kind of a IED campaign against us.
In November, a mother and son reunited during a promotion ceremony at Camp Bastion. The two hadn't seen each other in 2 years due to being stationed apart.
I think the last time I saw her was when I got out of boot camp, so I was actually really excited to see her.
On November 10th, Marines from all corners of Helmand province took time to celebrate the 235th Marine Corps birthday. Cake-cutting ceremonies were held to commemorate the occasion. During the ceremonies, cake was passed from the oldest to the youngest Marine in the units, symbolizing the passing of tradition from one generation to the next. Also in November, the first U.S. Marine tanks arrived in Helmand province at the Camp Bastion airfield. A company of tanks was deployed to RC Southwest to support counterinsurgency operations. In the last month of the year, significant progress was seen in Marja since Marines began operations there several months ago.
In Marja today, if you walk near the district center, there is a restaurant that flourishes. There are shops that are open, which when we got here back in June was virtually untrafficable due to IEDs.
Governor Mangle said the citizens of Marja are beginning to retaliate against the insurgents' murder and intimidation campaign.
One of the things which is very important is the cooperation of the local residents of Marja. They stood against the insurgents, they stood against the enemies of Afghanistan in order to defend their homes, their schools, and their infrastructure in Marja district.
A new runway was constructed at Delaram 2 that allowed C-130 aircraft to land at the forward operating base. The new runway gave 3rd Marine Aircraft Wing Forward more options for transporting cargo and personnel in and out of the western portion of RC Southwest. Marine engineers conducted road improvement operations on Route 611 in the Sangin district. Heavy equipment platoon Marines worked roughly 15 hours a day under the cover of darkness to widen the road from 12 to 24 feet, improving mobility for Afghans and coalition forces. Also in December, high-ranking government and military officials visited Marines in Helmand province. Secretary of Defense Robert Gates spoke to Marines and sailors at Camp Leatherneck on December 8th, and the Commandant and Sergeant Major of the Marine Corps spent Christmas with the Marines in Afghanistan.
He said, will you tell the Marines that their commander-in-chief said thanks? He said, will you tell the Marines that the commander-in-chief said Merry Christmas? And I promised him I'd do that. And I tell you what, he meant it with all his heart. And so your commander-in-chief, our president, knows you're here and has a sense for your sacrifice.
But it wasn't all work during December. Marines took time to enjoy themselves during Christmas concerts and at a talent show. Many Marines took a few moments to speak to loved ones back home via satellite.
We're here at Camp Lebanon, Afghanistan, and we want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Go Saints!
General Richard Mills, the commanding general of Regional Command Southwest, addressed the media and spoke of the coming winter campaign in Helmand Province against the Taliban.
We intend to press him now, press him tomorrow, and press him every day until he decides to give up. Most of his leadership has already fled to Pakistan. It doesn't intend to come back to the province anytime soon. We will take advantage of that lack of leadership, again, to press on that enemy soldier until he breaks.
These are your highlights for 2010.